Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is a little bit of something different. I've predicted and done the result of every single Premier League game from now till the end of the season. You'll see this, something you can play along with as well. Will Wolves make Europe? Will Wolves make the Champions League position? Who will get relegated? Every single game, every Wolves result, every single fixture given a result from now, and you'll be able to see on the screen. It's something that you can play along with as well. So hopefully you're going to enjoy this. A bit of fun all coming up next. So obviously I've done the fixtures that have gone on Wednesday, which I did before Wednesday, and now we're on to match day 30. This is Wolves' first game away against West Ham. Obviously I will do a preview on all of the upcoming games. First game against West Ham away at the London Stadium. Been there, great stadium, don't have the best atmosphere, obviously going to have no fans in there anyway. I would hope that Wolves can go there and win the game, but I'm going to settle for a point, and I'm going to do a 1-1 draw and then calculate the table after that. So after round 30, Wolves are literally in 6th place, just above Sheffield United on 44 points. So now we're on to match day 31. Some interesting games in this one, isn't there? But I've filled in again the results of the other games, and this is going to be Wolves' first home match back at Molineux. Obviously no fans, but great to be able to see the boys playing. I'm feeling confident with this one, and I'm going to fill it in now, and it's going to be Wolves 3, Bournemouth 0, the Cherries. And yeah, I think Chelsea potentially could lose that one as well to Manchester City, which would help Wolves. So I'm going to calculate the table, and that would put Wolves, after 31 matches, 2 points behind Chelsea in the Champions League place, 5th, and 2 points behind United. So on to week 32. And there's some interesting games in this one, not least the Manchester City versus Liverpool game, and I've got City winning that one 3-2 actually. I'm not sure whether that means Liverpool have to hold on a little bit more for the title. In terms of the Wolves game, obviously it's that Midlands derby, Villa scrapping to get out the relegation zone, and Wolves obviously pushing to try and get into those Champions League spots, hopefully. So what am I thinking about the score? Obviously there's going to be no fans. The atmosphere at derbies and Midland derbies, obviously the true Midland derbies, Villa, Birmingham and Wolves versus Albion for both of these teams, but the last few years it's been quite a little bit of a rivalry. And I'm thinking on this one, I'm feeling positive. I think it's going to be Villa 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2. And what does that do to the table? Ooh, keeps us in 6th place at this point. Let's move on to the next round of fixtures. So some interesting games again in this one. Sheffield United, I think, is going to get an away win against Burnley, and then United hammering Bournemouth 5-1. Tottenham winning a 5-goal thriller against Everton. Wolves at home to Arsenal. It's going to be a tough one against Arsenal. It's going to be hard, that one. Arsenal are a good side, but I'm going to go for a draw, and I'm going to go for 1-1 in that one. So let's look at what that does to the table. Very interesting. West Ham, Villa and Norwich still in the bottom 3 at this point, and it's Chelsea and Man United both on 55 points, 4 points clear of Wolves. Tottenham and Arsenal 2 and 3 points behind Wolves at this stage. With 5 games to go now, Liverpool have won the title with 5 games to go. And let's look at these round of fixtures again. The big result that I've put on here is probably Villa. I think will probably just about beat United 2-1 on that one. And then you look down, obviously, to West Ham, Burnley 2-1. But Wolves versus Sheffield United, this is going to be a bit of a crunch game for both of these sides. But I think that Wolves are going to have too much for Sheffield on this one. Sheffield, without their ferocious home crowd and the way that they play, I think it's going to be, they'll score, but it'll be 1-2 Sheffield and 2 to Wolves, and that does this to the again, it puts Wolves within 1 point striking distance of Chelsea and United with 4 games to go, and Villa now 1 point away from getting out of it. West Ham in trouble, Bournemouth dropping like a bomb. As we move on to the last 4 games, results obviously, as you can see on there, coming down to Wolves' game against Everton. I'd like to think we can win this one, but Everton are going to be a tough side, and Wolves do have these games, so I'm going to call it as a draw. I worry about this game for some reason, about us losing the match. I'm hoping we can't. It's hard for me to predict Wolves to lose, so I'm going to go for a Wolves 1, Everton 1 on this one, and that puts Wolves with 3 games to go into 7th. Tottenham have just gone above Wolves on goal difference. Arsenal 4 points behind. Sheffield United now dropped down to 9th. Villa have got themselves out the relegation zone. West Ham, Brighton and Norwich with 3 games to go. It's all to play for. So with 3 games to go, there could be a sign for those mid-table teams that seem safe. You know, Newcastle, Burnley, Palace, Everton, Sheffield United to a point who I think will have dropped down by this point to be starting to ease off, and Liverpool running away with it as well, currently on 94 points. Arsenal beating them 2-0 in this one. Norwich again fighting for their lives, still getting a draw against Chelsea. Palace drawing with Manchester United. Leicester still pushing to hang on to that 3rd place, although it's getting close. And then obviously you scroll down, West Ham beating Watford, and coming to the Wolves game against Burnley. They're mid-table, Burnley at this point. Will it affect Wolves? I don't know. I'm going to go for a draw though in this one again. I think it's going to be a good score draw. It's going to be 2-2, and that does this to the table. Wolves now 3 points off 5th and 4th. Tottenham in 6th. It's getting tight with 2 matches to go. So with 2 games to go, Wolves' final match is going to be at home against Palace. There's going to be a lot of interesting results. I think Arsenal will probably pick Villa 3-2. Looking down here, some other key games at this stage of the season for Wolves will be the game. Liverpool have got a home match and Chelsea have got to travel to Liverpool. I think because Liverpool will have won the title by then, I think then they might be going for the 100 points. I don't know, because I think Liverpool have eased off a little bit. But I'm going to go with a draw. Chelsea desperate for the points. United at home against West Ham, winning that one 3-1. Tottenham, tough game against against Leicester. 3-3 draw, and that brings us on to the game. Wolves' last match against Crystal Palace. They're going to be fired up. I'd say it'd be a passionate crowd, but the Wolves fans will be urging us on. I can see that it's close for us to get to that Champions League spot, and I think Wolves will be very motivated, and we're going to win that one nicely and comfortably in the end. 3-0 with Palace in relative safety mid-table. Nothing really much to play for, and Wolves will win that one 3-0. And when we calculate the table there, doesn't it poise? I mean, Liverpool 95 points clear. Man City have had a good run closing the gap. Liverpool easing up. Leicester, interestingly enough, only 2 points clear of United, and then you've got Chelsea who are 2 points behind, and Wolves now 1 point off 5th. Tottenham, we're only just in front of Tottenham on goal difference. Arsenal 2 places back, so that the top 3 to 8 all got a chance of making that Champions League and Europa League positions. The last round of fixtures are going to be really, really key, and Wolves, I've said it all along, it's going to be a Champions League decider away at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. Let's have a look at these round of fixtures and fill them in. From 14th down to 20th place, Villa currently bottom. All to play for there, and at the top there's literally only 3 points that separate 4th from 7th, with Arsenal in 8th with 57 points. So these are the round of fixtures. This is what I'm going to say, and I'm going to go through this one at a time. So Arsenal against Watford, they're going to need to win it, and I think they will. Watford with safe pretty much at this point in time, so they're going to win that one 3-1. Burnley again safe in the middle of the table. Brighton desperate to survive, and I think they will get the win. It'll be 2-1 to Brighton on the last match of the season. I'm going to come back to the Chelsea Wolves and do that one last. So we're going on to Palace versus Tottenham. Tottenham 7th, but like so close to that Champions League. They're going to need to win it. And I do believe that, you know, with Palace safe in mid-table, not so much to play for, I think Tottenham will just about have enough and edge that one 2-1. Everton, again, they did have hope, but again, mid-table with Bournemouth, who were desperate. Probably they're just about safe. They need that extra point, and I think they'll get it. It'll be 1-1. Leicester against Man United. Leicester wanting to make sure that they stay above United and get that 3rd place. And I do think that Leicester are going to win that one. I think it's going to be 2-1 as well. Man City, Norwich. I feel that Norwich desperately trying to get out of it. They put themselves in with a chance of getting out of it on the last match of the season, almost unsinkable. City sitting pretty in 2nd, not going to change a thing. Norwich with more at stake, and I think it's going to be a draw 2-2. I don't think Norwich will win it, but I think they will manage to get the draw. Newcastle versus Liverpool. Liverpool are going to want to finish this in style, aren't they? So I'm thinking it's going to be 1-3 in that one. Southampton against Sheffield United. Well, Southampton very close to the drop zone, only a point outside at this point. But again, I do think they'll need the win. Sheffield now fell out of the European places. That's what I'm thinking at this point, without their home crowd. And I think it's going to be a 1-0 win to Southampton, which is going to be very important to them. And then we're going to come on to the last match of the season for the relegation battle, West Ham against Villa. West Ham, I think it's going to be an absolute humdinger of a game, and I think it's going to be 3-3, and then hold on, 3-3, and then that leaves us with the Chelsea Wolves game. I've said all along I think this is going to be a Champions League decider, or given Wolves a shot at the last match of the season to win a place in the Champions League, whether that be 5th or 4th. We're still waiting to see on the City outcome, but it's going to be, if it was a full last match of the season, Premier League, and it was a full, can you imagine? Obviously no crowd going to be there. It's still going to be so much on it with both teams. Chelsea, Wolves got a great record in London, and I think it's going to be a fantastic game. And I do think it's going to be Chelsea 2, and Wolves are going to score a Nuno time winner to win this one 3-2. So let's have a look at what it does to the table, and that means that Wolves are going to finish on 62 points, the same as Manchester United and the same as Tottenham Hotspur. United are going to secure 4th place just on goal difference, and Wolves are going to get that 5th place by 1 goal from Tottenham. Chelsea dropping down to 7th on the final day. Liverpool 98 points. They might in realistic or real life get over the 100, but they're going to win it comfortably by 15 points. Leicester hold on to 3rd. Chelsea and Arsenal finishing 7th and 8th, and then as you run down to the bottom, Villa will finish bottom. Sorry Villa fans if you're watching this. So close, 2 points in the end. Norwich couldn't quite do enough to get out. They go down. And West Ham also by 1 point go down. Watford, Bournemouth, Brighton, Southampton all managed to just about escape. Watford not having a great finish to the season, but Bournemouth just about managing to survive. And there you have it. Wolves could have Champions League football, and I predicted 62 points on the podcast as well, and I've just run it again, 62 points and 5th. Let me know what you think the score's the point score for Wolves are going to be and where we're going to finish. And if you want to have a go at this as well, please, I'll leave the link. And also, if you've not already voted, please vote for us in the Football Content Awards. I'll leave the link below that and a little video on the end. But yeah, from myself, looking forward to the start of the Premier League season. Going to be an interesting experience. Dazzling Dave, always Wolves.